Morning YouTube, Scott from SE Landscaping, ground care specialist up in the northeast of England. As in the last video where I was out with the Stihl HSA 94R, courtesy of Cars Billings, Spennymoor and Stihl, which have given us the machine on a long-term demonstration. Today we've got a larger hedge to test the machine out on in another cemetery. Surprise, surprise, we seem to spend most of our time in cemeteries at the moment. 3 privet hedges, quite lengthy privet hedges. They are hedges that we've reduced last year. They used to be a lot taller, so we've took them down. So consequently, once you take something like privet or willow or something down, it shoots away. So there'll be quite a bit of growth on it today when we go. So stay tuned and we'll see how this battery fares up on a couple of hours of hedge cutting and see how we get on. So here we are again, guys, with our HSA 94 and a fully charged battery, the AR3000, and this is the task in hand. We reduced these hedges last year, but as you can see, privet chap gets away. This will be the first of 3 cuts this year. Some areas are worse than others, but top end tends to grow quite fast. And build this bottom bit, a little bit there, and there we go. It's quite a stretch, but we shall give this battery machine a go and see how we get on. So stay tuned. So guys, we're still in July, so the first task before commencing any hedge cutting works on any jobs is for us to check there are no nesting birds in the hedge. In the past, we've had to leave hedges or parts of hedges when we've discovered nesting birds, which have laws protecting the nests from being disturbed at certain times of the year. More information on this can be obtained from the RSPB. This hedge here is a privet hedge, as most of you will know, and to keep privet hedges tight and uniform, they do require 3 to 4 cuts a year. This is the same for hedges that grow vigorously, such as Lonicera. You come onto hedges such as conifer and beech, and they don't require as much pruning visits because they don't grow as much. So sometimes you can get away with 1, possibly 2 visits per year. This total job here took 2 hours to prune all the hedges and around 30 minutes on the clean-up afterwards that you will see. The site was blown on completion. Any small bits were blown away, but we're actually due to cut this grass 2 days after this job was done, so any odd clippings that are hanging about or drop out of the hedge will be cut up with the mower to leave a nice tidy job. But like I say, as you'll see on the video, most of the rubbish has been blown up and gone onto the van. Tipping wise costs for this job, somewhere in the region of probably £4 or £5. Yes, there's a lot of clippings, but they're very lightweight. So just to give you a rough idea of a stretch like this, your tipping costs are £4 or £5. Coming on the battery equipment that we were using here, the Stihl HSA 94R with the AP3000 battery pack. These machines are ideal for some of the sites we cover, hotels, schools and cemeteries, like this one, where minimal noise is required, and it means we can start work earlier in the morning, or if we're in a school, we can work during the school day, and they can still sort of have the windows open without the large noise that comes from petrol machines, as well as being a bit greener, not having to worry about the fumes going in through people's windows. One downside I've noticed is the petrol hedge cutters are slightly quicker. The battery stuff does take slightly longer, So there is a little bit of extra labour required, but then on the other side, you're saving on the petrol costs and it is better for the environment. Anybody who deals with tenders for local councils or commercial sites, you will find on a lot of tenders now that the client will ask how the company's working towards the environmental impacts. And the battery machines, as opposed to the petrol ones, tick the box for this. So you can actually price that accordingly, not worrying about somebody else coming in with a lower price who's using petrol equipment, because the client will be looking at that and they'll be happy that you tick that box so you can allow the extra time on the jobs. The machines are also a lot lighter, and I'm impressed that the battery AP3000 battery will cut over a day without needing recharging. This machine has 6 lights, and as you'll see at the end of the video, it didn't use one light bar on the whole job, which, like I said, it's so that's 2 hours of work. So it gives you a rough idea of how long the machine's going to last on jobs like this. Yes, it's not very thick stuff, but it still is a lot of work it's doing. The machines still require greasing, as the petrol ones do underneath, and each night a spray of lubricant along the blades, just to remove any debris that will go hard if left to build up, and it'll make it difficult to start the blades the next time. And overall, we're in the process now of switching all our hedge cutters and blowers to battery, and we will be adding further machines in the future going forward. Obviously things like grass cutters, and it is the early stages for finding a grass cutter that will operate all day. There are a few out there, but there's still it is still a difficult area, as is for cars as well with the batteries. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it and it's been informative for people. And if you can like and subscribe to our channel, that would be great.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Real things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a hurricane. You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy.